Welcome back to Mike's Archery's YouTube channel, and today we're going to take something a little different than what we normally do. We're going to take a look at the Kenetrek Bridger Ridge Low hikers, and we're going to do kind of a long-term review because this is a pair of hiking shoes slash boots that we wear on a regular basis. Frankly, this is an everyday shoe that we wear here at the shop and even out, when we're checking trail cameras in early season or in the summer, or filling feeders and things. This is literally an everyday shoe that we wear. We went in and we pulled a brand new pair of the Bridger Lows off the shelf, and then this is the Bridger Low that I have been wearing for about a year and a half or so. Frankly, if you want to compare these to like a standard Merrell shoe of that type, they're very similar. However, they're a little better quality. What I have noticed in wearing these literally for the last 3 to 4 years is that they are a very quality shoe, and for an everyday wear, you can't beat this shoe. And do they wear out? Absolutely, but they will take a beating, and they give such great support. That's the one thing that we noticed about them. I have lower back problems, but these shoes give great arch support and also just a great longevity of wear out of the shoe. Now, the Bridger Low is a non-waterproof shoe. Now, they do make this in a high top version, the Bridger High, and it is waterproof. So if that's something that's a decision factor for you, they do make a high top version that's waterproof. But these, as an everyday wear, are not a waterproof shoe. That is something we would like to see come out of Kenetrek maybe in the future, is that they would make a low top waterproof version of this shoe. I would wear that most definitely just because of the dew in the morning and when you're out wandering around. But that's one of the things that we necessarily would fault them on, is that the high tops are waterproof, the low tops are not. We would love to see this in a waterproof, but it's not. So keep that in mind if you're looking at buying a pair of these shoes. If you need a waterproof shoe, this isn't it. But if you like a high top, look at the Bridger High in a waterproof version of this. One thing, after a year and a half, usually if I go out and buy a pair of Merrell shoes or any other brand, I keep comparing them to Merrell's because they're very similar, but obviously there's a lot of other folks out there making a low top hiking style outdoor shoe. And usually if I get 8 months to a year out of those, that's about it. But wearing these every single day on the concrete, in the woods, on the gravel, whatnot, we're getting about a year and a half worth of life out of these before I change out and get a new pair. And like I said, I've been doing that for about 4 years, so I've only been through about 3 pair of shoes in 4 years. And frankly, that's pretty amazing, because usually if you're going to wear something every day, these are going to wear out. And they definitely hold up better than your average shoe. Now, unlike Kenetrek's high-end mountaineering boots, which are made in Italy and a handcrafted boot, these are made in China. And when you go to shoes, frankly, that's just where it's going to come at. And they're going to be made overseas somewhere. Still a very quality shoe for being an overseas shoe. They do come in at a price point of $119.99 on the lows. If you go to looking at the high top waterproof, they come in at a retail of $159.95. So they're a little higher for the waterproof and for the high top. But if you go price these value for value compared to most shoes out there, it's hard to touch a basic tennis shoe for under $100 anymore, or even $140 anymore. So the value in comparison is fantastic from Kenetrek on these. Now, one of the other things that we kind of didn't like from time to time, and it depends on how you lace your shoes. Now, obviously these are worn and been, worn out, and the ends have come off, but they're extremely long. When these come out of the box, Kenetrek sends you very long shoelaces with them. Now, I'm sure depending on how wide your foot is and how you lace your shoe, you can eat up some of that lacing, whether you're double knotting at the top, whether you're using the speed laces, the eyelets here at the top or not. All that plays a factor. But even after you tie them a certain way, you're still going to have a lot of excess. A couple of our guys here at the shop even cut them off, re-melted the ends so that they just didn't have a lot of excess there. That is an option for you to cut those down. It is always better to have more and not need it than to be really tight and not have enough lacing there. But I guess if you need a little extra in a survival situation, hey, you got some extra shoestring. Just as we take a look at the wear on these shoes and how well they held up, frankly, after a year and a half of wear, there's no separation. Even though we pretty much wore the soles out and wore the rubber off the bottoms. There's been no separation from the leather to the sole. The stitchings have held up great on these shoes, and there's really very few. I mean, I got one raggedy piece there, but still it held together. There's no stitching loss, and overall this shoe has held up fantastic for the amount of time that we wear them, and just the overall abuse that we put them through. That's our basic overview and just kind of a long-term review of wearing these shoes for the last several years and really putting them through the paces. It's only our opinion, and frankly, we know what those are like. But if you're looking for a great everyday shoe to wear, check out some of the Kenetrek Bridger Lows and Bridger Highs, and I think you'll have a great shoe that you can wear for a really long time. Thanks for tuning in to Mike's Archery, and as always, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and give us some like on all our social media so that you can keep up with all the latest coming out of the outdoor industry.